Hello and welcome back. We've been looking at the directory tree structure in Linux, and in the previous video we looked at the bin and obviously the USR bin as well, which basically because they're linked together. Now in this video we're going to be looking at the boot, the cdrom, dev, etc and home directories. Now talking about the boot, what do we mean by the boot? Now every operating system in a computer, whether it's a Windows or a Linux based computer, they need to boot up, and every file that is related to booting up the system are kept in the boot directory. Now there is a whole lot of detail around that, and I've done a separate video that talks about the boot process for Linux operating system, where we talk about the BIOS, the MBR and the kernel. You would get to learn a lot about how the Linux operating system gets boot up, but we're not going into all that detail here. I'm just going to show you how and where it keeps those files. So if we do a tree on boot, you would see init.rd, VM linux and grub and a couple of files and directories that relates to booting up the Linux operating system. So this directory is not somewhere you want to go and mess about, because you can destroy the operating system completely. If you don't know what you're doing, do not touch. That's just the AKA for the boot directory. Alright, moving on. The cdrom and a couple other directories are similar. So we talk about the media and the media and mount folders. They're just like a cdrom, because it's a place where you attach your cdrom to your computer, you access the files that relates to what's been attached to it, and that's what we call mount. Basically in Linux or in operating systems generally, we have what we call the mount point. So if you attach a disk to your computer, there has to be a mount point, a place to access what has been attached to it. Now moving on to the /dev, let's do a quick tree on dev. Now don't be scared, this is going to return a lot of data as you can see, but these are special device files, and it's called dev because they're related to devices. And what do we mean by devices? When you attach a USB stick, or if you buy an external drive that has maybe a 2 terabytes of storage size, and you attach that to your Linux server, it creates what we call the device files, and those files and directories that relate to that are stored in the /dev directory. Now etc is where configuration files are kept. If you install an application, the application needs to know how to operate. We use configuration files to tweak and control how the program works. Okay, so let's say we install Nginx. Nginx is a web server, or it can be used for load balancing, and we're going to get to use Nginx a lot in the course of this DevOps mentorship program. And Nginx needs to understand where its log files are or where its error files are, and to do that configuration we need to access it within the etc folder. Let's do a quick tree on etc, and I will do a level 2 so that we can see. As you can see here, this application called xwrapper has its configuration file in here called .config. It has an extension with .config, and some would have extension with conf, meaning configuration. So etc is just what it does. I don't know why it's called etc, but it's meant for configuration. The next one is home. Now with home, every computer in the modern world right now is multi-user. Linux is a multi-user based system, and you can have multiple users that have access to the same computer at the same time. Now each of these users need to have what they call the home directory, which basically means where you keep your own specific files and folders. For example, let's do a tree on home, and as you can see, there's only one user right now, which is Dari, and that's because that's the only user that has been created on this system. If I were to create another user called Peter would also have another directory under the tree, which is within the home directory, and Dari wouldn't be able to access Peter Peter wouldn't be able to access Dara either. So it's a separation. So I have my files. If we do an ls on home, let's do an ls on home Dara, you can see that there are files that are specific to Dara. This is Dara's documents, Dara's downloads, Dara's desktop, and Peter would have the same structure, but Peter would not be able to access Dara's documents. And the same concept also applies in Windows-based computers. If you go to the C users directory, you would see that there are different users within the system also, and each of them has separation where they cannot access each other's files. So this is Linux directory tree structure up to the point of home, and in the next couple of videos we're going to go into the rest of them, and by the end we would have understood exactly what each of the folders and directories are. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on the subscribe button and also the notification bell to get updates on every latest DevOps content coming from Dara. See you in the next video.